White flag is raised, and they're off in the Grade 1 Matheson Hurdle. 5 runners over 2 miles and 6 flights by passing the hurdle in the straight, and then setting off to make the running at a clip. The mare and the rank outsider, She Is Electric, followed in second place by State Man, tracked by stable companions Charger, Vauban and Pied Piper. On the outside, last of all, continuing on up the straight towards the first flight, and as She Is Electric with racing towards the inside rail as State Man, followed in third by Charger, the Leopardstown lover in his quest for a staggering 5th straight Matheson, with Patrick Mullins again on board. Charger followed by the 2 4-year-olds, Pied Piper and Vauban. Soon at flight 1, and it is She Is Electric out in front of State Man, the Morgiana winner. In third place is Charger, then Pied Piper and Vauban, the back marker. She Is Electric over the first flight in a fashion, with in second place State Man, third is Charger, fourth is Pied Piper, and fifth and 5 is Vauban. Flight number 2 coming up. She Is Electric over in front. Charger, very bad mistake. Amazingly, astonishingly stays in the race as they make the bend towards the 10 furlong point. And it's She Is Electric and Robbie Gagan leading by a good 5 lengths to State Man, and Paul Townend on board the favourite and Charger, and Patrick Mullins just in third place from Pied Piper and Jack Kennedy, and the back marker is the returning Triumph winner Vauban and Danny Mullins. Into the back straight they go to flights 3, 4 and 5, and it is She Is Electric blazing the trail from State Man in second, all associated with State Man, seeking quickfire Grade 1 double, and then Charger, Pied Piper, with the back marker continuing to be Vauban. Heading towards the halfway stage, and the next flight down the back straight, which is number 4. She Is Electric leads State Man, Charger, Pied Piper, and Vauban. No significant changes in the order of running as they've passed the halfway stage. Another 2 flights left to jump. She Is Electric still keeping it up in front. State Man in second. In third place is Charger, who's followed by Pied Piper, who's 2 from 2 this season. And continuing in last place is Vauban in that distinguishing green cap. Last on the far side, 2 flights from the finish. She Is Electric in the lead from State Man, the check colours in second place. Then Charger, Pied Piper and Vauban. Coming off the back straight with 1 flight left to jump, and a good run to that one and only flight left. She Is Electric is quickly reeled in by State Man. In third place, 4 lengths behind them is Charger, and then Vauban, who relegates Pied Piper to be the back marker as they turn towards the final flight. In the Matheson Hurdle of 2022, and it's State Man leading for the first time in the race, taking over from the trail setter. She Is Electric, then Vauban, who's trying to improve his position on the inside of Charger. Running round the home turn, and the jumping is behind them with a little over a quarter of a mile to go. And it is a Willie Mullins 1, 2, 3 at the top of the straight. State Man and Paul Townend from on the inside trying to drive through is Vauban and Danny Mullins. On the outside is Charger and Patrick Mullins. They race towards the final furlong, and kicking is State Man from Vauban. In third place is Charger. Inside the final 200 yards, it's State Man from Vauban. Coming right over to the near side is Charger, but it's State Man continuing his season's progress in the 2-mile division. Wins the Matheson for Paul Townend, who's thrilled with that, and trained by Willie Mullins, who also supplies the second and third, Vauban and Charger.
Just going to bring in Paul Townend. It's been quite an hour for the man who's just ridden State Man to victory in the Matheson Hurdle. Paul, just give us your thoughts on the performance.
I was very happy with him. Delighted the one went off in front. It just gave us a nice lead around. He jumped much slicker. We're going a better gallop today, and galloped out through the line well.
How confident were you beforehand that you were on the right horse? Everything, I suppose, pointed to him today, didn't it?
It would have been very hard to get off him anyway, I think. Having the run and everything, I was doing a lot of thinking about it during the autumn and things, if they did clash in that, but I was delighted to see the other horse running so well as well, and he can only improve.
What about the winner, though? Is there more to come from him as well?
I think there is. I hope there is. And every day he runs, he seems to build on the day before. For me, anyway, he's getting more professional, and I don't think we've got to the bottom of him yet.
Can this horse or any of the others beat Constitution Hill, though, I
It's
suppose?
if I could tell you that, I wouldn't have to ride them. But he's going the right way, and we can do nothing, only worry about our own horse and see what fate brings us after that.
Does he measure up really well, though, to the best 2 mile hurdles you've ridden? You've ridden, obviously, Hurricane Fly.
He's getting there. I suppose Hurricane Fly was always a real accurate, quick horse. This lad stays 2.5 well as well. So no, he's all the attributes. We'll put them all together hopefully someday.
Okay, and it's been a great afternoon, as to say, Paul. What about Guy out de Menil as well? How'd you rate what he did?
Very pleased with him. But everything was in his favour. I think today he had all the experience, the ground suited, had a run and up to 3 miles today. So realistically, if he didn't, whatever about win, if he didn't put up a good performance today, we'd have been disappointed going home. I would have been anyway. But it was brilliant that I managed to win him eventually over fences in a Grade 1.
And a big thrill for the syndicate that owned the mare earlier on. She wears it well. Was that any surprise that she was able to win so comfortably?
So comfortably it was, I suppose. And throughout the race, it was on and off the bridle a little bit. Lost a little bit of ground over her hurdles. But impressed me the way she picked up the straight. I thought it was a true run race as well. They went a proper gallop, and Jack kept it up down the back.
So it's been a super week. You've ridden a hell of a lot of good horses. What would you pick out as the highlight?
Oh, I'll have to reflect it. I suppose Facile Vega is all potential, isn't he? Dicer Dynamo was brilliant over fences. I'm forgetting a couple of them. I got to steer around a couple of very good horses this week.
An embarrassment of riches.
It is, and I'm just very fortunate to be the one that the lucky one that gets to throw my leg over him.
And it was a great way to sign off today. Paul, many thanks. Well,
thanks very much, Gary.
Cheers. It's that man again, Willie Mullins, a graded race hat-trick, including both the feature events here on the final day. And Willie, we must start with State Man, who's led home a 1-2-3 in the Matheson Hurdle. How pleased were you with all 3 horses?
Disappointed for Sharjah. He threw away his chance at the second hurdle. Patrick said he just wasn't the same after that, so that's big disappointment, to try and make history. Stateman did everything right. Paul said he was going to just keep it simple, and he did. He just followed the leader and took it off him when he felt he was the horse was going easy enough. He did everything right. Uri was kept being drawn back to Vauban. It was only 4 taking on these horses, having his first one of the season. He ran a cracker. He ran way better than I expected. So I'm very, very pleased with him.
What was the thinking actually coming here with Vauban? He had the option of that Grade 2 down at Limerick, where he would have been a very short prize favourite. Why did you come here?
I didn't want to go down there in that ground for his first run of the season and take on JP's horse down there. And you could leave your whole season behind in that ground. He's a horse off the flat. He's not so much a jumping bred horse. So running in those conditions down there, I didn't want to do that. So we looked at the calendar to see was there anything else left in January. There was nothing that we really wanted to run in, and so I said, right, he worked all right the other day, not as good as I wanted him to work, but I felt, what, let him have his chance around here, get a run under his belt, and that leaves us maybe looking for come back here to the Dublin Racing Festival, or else, if I can get a 5-year-old race or something for him at that stage. But at the moment, I'd be looking at the Dublin Racing Festival.
Could that be a real launch pad for a big spring campaign there for Vauban, hopefully?
Oh, today, yeah. I mean, I was really, really pleased with him. I'd take a lot out of that.
Yeah, we shouldn't obviously take away from the winner, though. He's a very, very good horse. Is he your number 1 champion hurdle up at this stage?
Yeah, he has to be. He's doing it right. He's just going through the motions, improving all the time. There's no fuss about him. He keeps improving. Paul has huge confidence in him, and I think I'm hoping he'll improve the whole way up to the Irish Champion Hurdle anyhow, and then maybe on to Cheltenham after that.
Where a certain Constitution Hill is probably going to be waiting for whatever you bring to Cheltenham.
Yeah, we all have to get there. It's a long time, and horses get injured and pick up little knocks, but we all have to get that far. Yeah.
How good a horse do you think Constitution Hill is, Willie? Would you have huge respect for him?
He looks very good on what he did last year and what he did the other day. He looks very good. There's Honeysuckle there. I know she got beaten the other day, but she flies around Cheltenham, so she does. so she's not out of the reckoning, I think.
Definitely not. Willie Gayard de Benil finally got his turnover faces today, and he picked a good day to do in the Grade 1, but I suppose he rarely runs in anything other than the Grade 1, does he?
That's it. I've just been keeping him in top company, hoping that he'd land one, and he did. And it's great. Joe and Mary Donnelly are here to see him, so to see the two horses. So they've had a good day, good Christmas.
Any idea where he might go next? Will he continue on the Grade 1 path?
I think so, yeah. Probably come here for the racing festival, and then we have to decide whether we're going for the National Hunt Chase or the 3 mile, what used to be the RSA. Is it the Turner?
The Brown Advisory.
Brown Advisory, yes.
Has Patrick got a better option for the National Hunt Chase at this stage?
I don't think so. I didn't get around to asking him yet, but he'd look good. I think another 5 furlongs wouldn't be any harm to him at all.
Absolutely not. And the filly won for the Syndicate earlier on. She wears it well. That was a really good performance, wasn't it? Did it surprise you?
It did, because halfway down the back I was saying, David Casey was sitting beside me, I said, should we put cheek pieces on her to tidy up her jumping? Her jumping wasn't good enough. She was losing a half a length. Do you remember she got a very bad fall last season, and she hasn't forgotten that. So I was delighted to see the last hurdle out, and then she just started to pick up. Once her jumping done, she started to pick up and clicked into gear. So it's taking her a while to get her confidence back over her. So it will come eventually, and when it does, then she'll improve more, I think.
She qualified for the Betemps, obviously at Punchestown. Would you be tempted by the final, or will you maybe stick to Grade?
I say we probably blew that today, winning that race. She'll probably get a big penalty for that. So we'll look at. She'll be in it, of course she'll be in it, but we'll look at other targets.
As per usual, Willie, it's been a marvellous week for you here. What would stand out amongst the 13 that you've had so far, I should say?
I don't know. I'm just delighted. I mean, obviously the day we had the other day with 6 winners up here. I don't want to single out any one of them. They were all. Just the whole day was fantastic, and then today to see Stateman coming up and doing what he told us at home he was going to do, because lots of them disappoint you, so it's nice to have a horse in contention for the Champion Hurdle, and the other horses, they look like they're in contention for Grade 1 races for the rest of the season. And
I know you and plenty of your colleagues as well weren't entirely happy with the state of the chase track here in recent years in the terms of the way your horse had come out of it. Leopardstown have done a lot of work in that regard this time around. Are you more pleased in that regard?
Well, on the face of it, yes, looks good, but you won't know until you run them again the next time to see, have they got jarred? Because, I'll never forget Bells Hill. I thought he'd win the Gold Cup, and Ruby had to put him up after 2 fences in Cheltenham because he was so jarred from being here at the previous meeting.
Okay, hopefully.
Sometimes horses don't tell you that until they actually get into action in a race,
Hopefully they'll be okay. Final question, you're going to make it 14 in the bumper?
We have good chances. Patrick is elected to ride Lecky Watson. Now, I thought he had a very hard race in Punchestown the day he won but was disqualified. So he's in with the £7 allowance, for the want of a better word. But the Special Caddo, though, is not. I don't think he's a back number, but he doesn't show us a lot at home. But I think Jody might just. I think he liked this track. The big galloping track like here today, he could just put in a nice run.
Well, it's been a marvellous week. That'd be a great way to crown it. Willie, thanks as always for your time. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate
Cheers.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.